I love LeBron James. I think LeBron James is a great, great basketball player. I don't like y'all cheating and trying to make up. Yeah, he remember 07. That don't count because he was young. What the you mean it don't count? It counts, mother. Yeah, y'all sound like women that's trying to keep y'all body count down. This ridiculous. I'm gonna say this story and I'm done with this. I don't give a fuck. Yo, what up? It's the Ronnie Ray Show. We back with the segments. Man. We coming with it. Off my chest, the 90s are done. Remember the classics, the movie Blazing Saddles, this and that, D-Wade, or James Harden. Random list. I'm going my favorite Prince albums. And much respect goes out to my mom, the newest author out there. Favorite author, favorite person in the world, my mother, Gwendolyn Dunbar. So, yo, sit back, relax. We coming with it right now. All right, off my chest, here we go. Off my chest today, it was a thing on TikTok saying the 90s are done, and shout out to the dude. I don't know the guy's name. I think I followed him because it's funny. He kept showing clips of basketball players from the 90s fucking up and shit. Hey, look at John Stockton pass the ball out of bounds. The 90s are done. I like this guy. Keep this guy on my damn thing. I like him. He ain't do nothing but take the bloopers from Inside Stuff back in the day, and these motherfucking up, but you know, y'all got y'all shit too. Y'all got Shaq and the Fool. And then they said Michael can't go left. Kenny Smith said it, and he played with him. Kenny Smith said it, but you only got 20% of the interview. I'm watching the interview on all the smoke interview. He like, yeah, Michael, he couldn't go left, so I was to guard him. But then he said, that's one guy that made his weaknesses his strengths. At the end of the day, he's the greatest of all time. Then like, well, Isaiah Thomas said, what the fuck you expect Isaiah Thomas to say? What do you expect? He called me an ass up. I don't know he called me an ass up. So he gonna have to he gonna take me out to lunch and get some wine and some goddamn violin players and apologize to me. He ain't thinking about your ass, man. And I started thinking like, wait a minute. I graduated in 92. Like the 90s are done. Like no TLC, no Mary J. Blige, no Martin Show, no Def Comedy Jam. What the fuck you mean? No Shaq albums. What the fuck you trying to tell me? And I went to a young cat, like, what you mean, man? We ain't got none of that shit. No Nas, no Jay-Z, no Biggie, no Tupac. What the fuck you saying, man? No, he like, nah, man, ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that, old-headed nigga. I said, oh, you a LeBron fan? And he was like, yeah, man, we a LeBron fan. Like, oh, you a Bronsexual. He like, what do you mean? Like, no, you just a big LeBron fan. You a Bronsexual. That's what they call y'all. You know that, right? And he like, oh, man, yeah. I started thinking about these Bronsexuals. They had the meeting. They had this was the same kind of meeting they had when they talk about 2007's finals. That shit ain't supposed to count. Yeah, he remember 07. That don't count because he was young. What the fuck you mean it don't count? It counts, motherfucker. But he was young, he ain't know. But he got there and he lost. That's all that fucking matters. Yeah, y'all sound like women that's trying to keep y'all body count down. This shit's ridiculous. Don't get me wrong before I start going down this rabbit hole. I love LeBron James. I think LeBron James is a great, great basketball player. He's an iconic basketball player. His longevity is sickening. This dude is still fucking playing. It is fucking incredible. And at a high level too. So yo, shout out to Bron. But I'm like, I don't like y'all fucking cheating and trying to make up shit because y'all, I think this when it happened. When LeBron James got 40,000 points and people didn't give a fuck. Like, it wasn't, he was like, okay, he was supposed to get that shit. Oh, no respect to it because they still talking about this Michael Jordan bullshit. You know what? The 90s are done. Let's just get out the way. What year did he dominate? The 90s? The 90s are done. That's what the fuck y'all did. I do not hate LeBron James. I think LeBron James is brilliant. I remember watching his first game on ESPN. This guy is fucking phenomenal. Like, we're in trouble. First of all, with me, I'm from Chicago. I was here when MJ came in as a rookie. I've seen every fucking game. I'm not talking about the people that watched all the finals games. No, Bulls got their ass kicked early on. He was the only motherfucker playing. I used to be at the fucking game sitting right there. Every year they got better, they took us to the top. You know, last game I was at, the first NBA final win when MJ did the left hand y'all say he don't have. So you gotta really impress me to be this guy. And I wanted this guy to be it. But you know what? I've been watching for years. I've seen his whole career too. Number one is that 2007 shit I just talked about. Number two, he left Cleveland on my birthday, made me late for my birthday dinner and shit, waiting for him to say his thing. Number three, in the All-Star game, he challenged Kobe Bryant. Kobe wanted him, like, come on, man, let's go. Kobe just dunked on you, stole the ball. And you passed the ball, and they all like, man, why you ain't shoot that? Why you ain't take him out? I don't know. Number four, 2012 finals, he got outplayed by Jason Terry. I know he dunked on him later, but who nobody can. Number five, they don't talk about this one. 2016, who won the MVP? Steph Curry, unanimously. So you mean these guys, my man Nick Wright didn't even vote for his guy? He got unanimous. Nobody's ever got unanimous. But this is the one. This is the one. Now, again, I love LeBron James. I love LeBron James. I just don't like why y'all trying to... This is what happened. I'm going to say this story and I'm done with this shit. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can dog me. Y'all been dogging me. Oh, your old head ass. Fuck you and brush your teeth. How the fuck you brush my teeth? What the... Old head ass, young watermelon eating with banana sauce ass nigga. Y'all be making up bullshit. I be like, what the fuck is going on? Trolling ass bastards, man. Last year, the Lakers were in the conference finals. No, not the conference finals. They was in the semifinals against the Golden State Warriors. I was at a comedy show at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago. I'm taking you there. We're in the green room. Me and my good friend Ken Hamlet, me and this guy goes back and forth about LeBron being the GOAT, and I'm like, MJ's the GOAT. And we always argue. First time we met, that was our conversation, but we good friends in comedy game, one of my comedy brothers. So we back there talking, then somebody else comes back there, and he talking like they teaming up on me, and LeBron, yeah, he get this, and they ain't gonna be able to have no argument. Then here comes this fucking guy. He opened the door hard as hell, boom. Yo, y'all see that fucking game? They just whooped the hell out of Golden State Warriors. And I'm like sitting there like, oh, I got another dude in here mentally sucking LeBron's nuts. I'm like, what kind of shit is this? So he come in, he's vicious. They can't say shit no more. He the GOAT for real. The dynasty gonna start again in LA with him and AD, blah, blah, blah. He started there. And he looked at me like, you a Jordan fan? I'm like, yeah. He like, oh yeah, I expect your old head ass to be a Jordan fan and shit. But after you see this shit, I'm telling you, he about to walk through Denver, then he gonna go to the fucking finals and whoop the shit out them, and then he gonna start that shit, he gonna get like 7 fucking championships and blah, blah, blah. And I'm sitting there like, and I had to take this shit. What happened in the conference finals against Denver? LeBron got swept. He got fucking swept, and nobody said nothing. Everybody was quiet. I came around, didn't say nothing. I ain't rub it in. I just knew. That train's never late, nigga. I've been watching this shit too goddamn long. But this is the gist of the story. Last week, I go to a comedy spot. I'm sitting in the back because a friend of mine's performing. So I'm sitting back there watching the show. Now, mind you, I ain't seen this guy that talked that shit to me since last year. I see him on the stage that day, and I'm like, that's the dude. What the fuck is he wearing? Jordan 6s and a Michael Jordan shirt. I don't want to hear this shit no more, man. Hey, y'all diss me all y'all want to, man. I'm just letting you know. He is one of the best. He is by far one of the best of all time. And I am a fan of him. But you guys make me hate him. You fucking guys are worse than Beyonce fans. Y'all worse than the Hive. Y'all worse than fucking the Barbs. Y'all worse than the Swifties. Y'all worse than all them motherfuckers. Never thought I'd see guys do that shit. Fair is fair, man. If he's that guy, yeah, show me. I've been watching all their careers. I watch it in real time. It's not from YouTube clips either. I've seen it in real time. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think LeBron James is the GOAT. I think LeBron James is the greatest small forward of all time. Next segment, let's go. All right. Remember the classics. We go on movies, man. Movies today, man. One of the greatest comedy movies of all time. Blazing Saddles, man. In my opinion, probably, if not the best, is one of the best, man. Released February 7, 1974. I was on my way, man. 50 years ago, man. Come on. I say now, this movie would not be made today. It is over the top. It is so many N-bombs in the wrong way. It's not like Straight Outta Compton. This is the other racist ass N-bomb, and it's funny. It's fucking crazy. How can you like that movie, man? Look, first time I seen it, I was like 6 or 7. I was 8, 9 years old, and I thought it was funny, even though I ain't understand the racism shit. I just thought it was funny. But then I got older, and I'm like, this shit's hilarious, bro. As soon as the movie comes on, it's just hilarious to me. Movie's about land snatchers who want to take over this town called Rock Ridge. They killed the sheriff somehow. The governor and all these guys trying to get the land too. So they sent over a black sheriff. Who's the character? Sheriff Bart, a Waco Kid, Mongo, Haley Lamar, Lily Von Snook. Mel Brooks played like 7 damn characters in this movie. Favorite characters gotta go with Sheriff Bart, played by my man Cleavon Little. Rest in peace, hilarious, man. And you know Richard Pryor was supposed to play that part. Richard Pryor had a thing with drugs. Studios didn't want to mess with him, so they got him. And then the Waco Kid was Gene Wilder. So they would have been together before they did Silver Streak or Stir Crazy. They said Richard Pryor wrote all the white people's lines too. A guy named Taggart, Slim Pickens, he was like racist as hell. Like, it was ridiculous. He sound like one of them guys. If you ever meet him, I'm like, this dude don't like black people for real. But I'm laughing at this guy. Favorite scenes, singing by the railroad. I get no kick from champagne. Ooh. He said, come on, give us a good old nigga work song. Nigga work song? Nigga work song. God damn it, man. When they're in the church, the drunk is trying to, I was born here, and I was raised here, and God damn it, I'm gonna die here. And the other guy stood up, he's like, Reverend. Now, who can argue with that? Any scene with Mel Brooks as the governor, he was an Indian. He was like extra work. I read the shit up. I'm like, they did like 7 damn characters. When the sheriff came to town and the drunk was looking on top of the building, he couldn't see him as he was coming, and he thought he was black, and the bell kept ringing and shit. He like, is he coming? Sheriff coming. Then he looked back, he like, hey, the sheriff is a thong. At the end of the movie, they joined forces with the townspeople and the railroad workers, and it was racist as hell how he agreed to it. Railroad workers, and they coming to help as long as you guys give them a piece of land when it's all said and done. And they're like, no. And then one guy stood up, he like, all right, we'll take the niggas and the chinks, but we don't want the Irish. He said, you know what? Bring them along too. Like, yeah. The racism and that shit, they would never be able to do, like I said, they'll never be able to do that movie again. The only thing I didn't like about the film was the end. I'm like, they had to fight with the townspeople, then they decided to like break the fourth wall, if you want to call it, and they wound up in the studio, Warner Brothers studio, and they were shooting a movie, and then they came through and everybody was fighting each other. Don DeLuise pops up, and it was like, all right, man. Then they go to the movies to watch the rest of the movie, and I'm like, okay, they doing too much. You know what I'm saying? They go back to the film at the end, and they ride their horse so far, and they jump off the horses, get in the limousine, take off. That's the movie. So if you ain't see it, so damn what? I just told you that. Overall, man, what the impact of the film, Mel Brooks was really declared a legend right then, because he dropped that movie early that year, and probably around like September, Young Frankenstein came out, which is another classic. I'm gonna do that on here. This movie is 50 years old, man. It's still regarded as the greatest comedy movie of all time. Arguably, it can be. I wouldn't even put it past. It's got to be at least top 5 in everybody's list. They've seen it. So that's it, man. Remember the classics. Blazing Saddles. Happy 50th. Next segment. All right. This or that. Friend of mine was saying, like, who you think was better, D Wade or James Harden? I'm like, shit. Come on, man. Come on. It ain't even. Is James Harden considered a shooting guard? You know what? I'm gonna say this. James Harden has the numbers. In Houston, I did not want to like him. I have to be honest, but I gotta say, dude was putting up numbers. He almost got their ass to the finals, but they couldn't win that last game. I'm from Chicago, man. I'm from Chicago. I gotta go. D Wade, man. D Wade. And my cousin them from Milwaukee, they claiming him like, he went to Marquette. He's Milwaukee. I don't care. Like, shut up. Shut up, Fred Jr. He don't get a kick out of that. What D Wade did in the, what was it, 06 championship, unbelievable. Those old guys gave up. Shaq, Lonzo Mourning, Gary Payton, they gave up. Hey, go take it, kid. Like, this is my 3rd year. What the fuck you talking about? Man, go take it. And he took it. His legend was set. Like, if he would have retired then, they'd be like, he'd been the greatest. He'd be like Bo Jackson of football, basketball. D-Wade's, I like his game better mid-range. He didn't travel. Him and LeBron together was great, even though I didn't like the move. It was good to see him play. Like, he's from Chicago, and he did his thing, man. This and that, the Beard versus D-Wade, or the Beard versus Flash, I'm going with Flash, man. Let me know what you guys think, man. Next segment. All right, random list, here we go. I'm doing favorite albums by Prince today. Somebody asked me, like, I see you do lists with Missy Elliott and Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson. You ain't do Prince. You need to do Prince. I'm like, all right, we'll do Prince, man. But like, what we do on Prince? You know, favorite songs, got too many hits. And I'm like, well, do the albums then. I'm like, do the albums, but like, he got 35 goddamn albums. I'm like, I can't do all of them, so let me pick the top 7. So my favorite 7 Prince albums, I'm gonna go number 7. A lot of these in the same like 10 years too. That's when I was a big fan of Cat. He still was great, but these albums that got me. So I'm gonna go Batman soundtrack. The Batman soundtrack made by him, Bat Dance, Party Man, Scandalous. He had Kim Basinger in the back doing a thing, and she was a part of the movie, and she was in the song, and low key they supposed to been smashing whatever it was, but it worked out for Prince. This is around the time that he wasn't gonna be stopped, man. Dude was still dropping them hits. Number 6, I'm going 1982, 1999. 1999, Prince posted out with this when MTV was finally showing black videos, and he was always right there. He didn't do a lot of, he ain't do a lot of Michael Jackson shit. You know what I'm saying? Prince was just on stage, just rocking like, you know what I mean? Lyrics, A Little Red Corvette, 1999, classic album from Prince. Number 5, I'm going Around the World in a Day. He got Raspberry Beret on here, man. Raspberry, working part-time at a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. Man. The video. But come on, I can't find that version nowhere. I gotta play the video on YouTube to hear that shit. And Pop Life is probably one of my favorite Prince songs ever. Number 4, I'm gonna go Diamonds and Pearls. Diamonds and Pearls. And I gave you diamonds and pearls. I heard Patti LaBelle before he dropped it. Patti LaBelle was like, that's my favorite song. But I'm like, out of all the shit he did, that's the one. Then it came out like, okay, I see why you say that. He had Diamonds and Pearls on there. He had Insatiable. He had Get Off. On the B-side of Strolling, he had Sexy Motherfucker. And one of my other favorite Prince songs is Money Don't Matter Tonight. Don't, ooh-wee, ooh. Don't matter. Prince was killing it, man. He was in the bag, bro. Number 3, I'm going to go Sign of the Times. Sign of the Times. Working every day. Come on, man. Come on, man. Dude, that album, that's like a 4, 5, 6 album fucking joint too right there, man. Dude's just doing it, man. He in the studio working it out. Favorite tracks, Sign of the Time, obviously. I Never Take the Place of Your Man. If I Was Your Girlfriend, You Got the Look. It's like a lot of shit on there, man. Door on there. Door was on there. And he had Housequake, man. Shut up already. Damn. Boom, 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 boom. Anybody know about the quake? Yeah. My cousin James in Milwaukee was like, how y'all want to wake up tonight, man, tomorrow? Because he had his alarm set to whatever was going to play. And I thought that was cool shit. He had the tape ready. And he's like, what y'all want to hear? Y'all want to hear that quake? I'm like, what the fuck is the quake? So I went to sleep, and he played shit, shut up already. Damn, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, God damn, that shit dope as hell. Even though I was still sleepy. Number 2, I'm going Parade album. The Parade album, y'all probably, what's that? Parade album is actually a soundtrack for Under the Cherry Moon. I thought the movie was garbage. I still think the movie's trash, but the soundtrack was fire. I go to the album and I only played 3 songs, but they so damn good that this is why it's number 2. He got Kiss on there. He has Another Hole in Your Head. You need another lover like you need a hole in your head. Classic. And Boys and Girls. Girls and boys. I only knew her for a little while. Come on. Honorable mentions. Prince has 35 albums. So if I missed yours, so what? I'm sorry. He has 35 albums. I'm going to give you 5. Love Sexy album, Controversy, self-titled Prince album, Musicology for You. That was his first album. He got hits on those too, but that's how dope he was. So we going to number 1. Y'all know what number 1 is. You know what number 1 is. Purple Rain. Purple Rain, number 1. Whole album, incredible. Whole album. He got it right that time. He did all those tracks. He was still writing for other people. He was in his bag then. He was like early 20s when he did this album. This shit is sick. Let's Go Crazy. Take Me With You. I'll give you that. I remember me and Tony Baker was arguing about that between Michael Jackson and Prince. Like, I hate that album. Hate that song. That's just the weakest song on the album. That song, Computer Blue, Beautiful Ones, Darling Nikki, Baby I'm a Star, I Will Die For You, and Purple Rain. Like, dude, that's a no skip ass album. Then you go to the singles. Let's Go Crazy has my favorite song on the B-side, Erotic City with Sheila E. That's my favorite Prince song. I'm like, yo, this ain't even on the album. Number 1, Purple Rain, man. That's it. That's it, man. Number 1, Purple Rain. That's just it, man. Prince is that guy, and I hope the person that asked me to do it, I hope you satisfied my list. And if you didn't like it, write your own damn list. That's what we doing out here, man. God bless y'all. Hey, let me know. Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Ronnie Ray, Ronnie Ray. I'm kidding. Next segment, let's go. All right. Much respect. Much respect goes to a lady that's probably the most special woman in my life. I'm talking about my mother, Gwendolyn Dunbar. Like, why you doing the thing about your mom? Because my mom She just recently dropped the book. 40 years in the making almost, man. It's about domestic abuse. It's called Cutting the Ties, Conquering Abuse, written by Gwendolyn Dunbar. It took me a minute to read it. And I'll be honest with you, I was a little hesitant because I know, because she's told me these stories before, but to have it in a book for the world to see, is like, hey, this is going to get deep. And I read the first chapter, and I was like, holy. Because it's 10 different stories in the book. The first one I really related to, I just say that. And I was like, man, I put the book down. Like, this is no humorous stuff. This is real deal here. And I'm like, damn, this is good. My uncle, because I told my uncle I was going to read it. I was on the road. And I'm like, I'm going to just read it this weekend while in between shows. And he was like, no, wait till you get back. You don't want to go do comedy after you read this. And I'm like, okay. So I waited till I got back. I sat down. I read the first chapter. And I'm going to tell you, I put the book down for an hour. And I'm like, I can't. If it's like, this is how you start off, it's like, shh. How the hell you gonna follow that? I called up like, what the is this? And she was like, yeah, okay, you ready? Okay. I'm like, you just okay with this? I'm like, what the hell is this? I gotta say, I read through it, and I gotta say, it's like 10 stories. I'm gonna give you my favorite 5. It's The Testimony, Glory Story, How Important Is Beauty, Miss Natty's Porch, and Never Say Never. The other stories in the book are great too, but these are the ones that caught my attention. I read it probably a month ago. And those are the ones I remember the most. So I was making sure like that stuck out. But everything was great though. And I'm going to say this, I've never been more proud of my mom, of anyone, this much. You know what I mean? But this book, it's kind of hard to tell people, hey man, read this book about domestic abuse. Like, hey man, like you do comedy. You know what I'm saying? But yo, mom's, she did it, man. She did her thing. We had a link at the bottom, man. Get this book, man. It's on Amazon right now. Cutting the Ties by Gwendolyn Dunbar, my favorite person in the world. Much respect. Next segment. All right, that's it, man. We done. That's it. We're done. That's the Ronnie Ray Show. We're done, man. Shout out to Lawnmower for being behind the camera, doing his thing. They can stay level, because we tried the other episode without him, and the camera moved while I came to sit down, and it was trash. We had to shoot it all over again. Subscribe to the page. First off. Do that. You know, like it, thumbs up, send it to a friend, whatever, man. We just gonna keep partying with this, man. It's all good. And remember, y'all, do it and it's done. And most of all, know your value. That's the show. We out.